my friends been asking where Amanda's been. They said she seemed like such a perfect 10. Asked me when I was gonna take her home to Cleveland. She was just your type, dark hair and with the green brown eyes. Real smart and she cleaned up nice. They asked me why, said if you really need a reason, well, I'm looking for a girl that's fine. If I drive a Civic and she does not mind, riding in it with the windows down, cranking Steve, Winwood loud next to me. I'm looking for a girl who's seen house-blown speakers and a broke AC and a two-seater with a 250,000 miles on the motor. And she was looking for that Range Rover. When she was searching for designer homes, the custom kitchen with the Viking stove, saving pictures on that big iPhone, you know the one. And she hated beer, she didn't catch a college game all year. She was way too into my career. She tried to pick the single and it all came clear that I was looking for a girl that's fine. If I drive a Civic and she does not mind, riding in it with the windows down, cranking Steve, Winwood loud next to me. I'm looking for a girl who's seen house-blown speakers and a broke AC and a two-seater with a 250,000 miles on the motor. And she was looking for that Range Rover. She just wants that. She wants that Range Rover. Just wants that Range Rover. Well, she was looking for that Range Rover. I was in a Civic. I tried to take a road trip and she just wasn't with it. If this music wasn't paying, she'd have left me in a minute. Left me in a minute. Oh, I'm looking for a girl that's fine. If I drive a Civic and she does not mind, riding in it with the windows down, cranking Steve, Winwood loud next to me. I'm looking for a girl who's seen house-blown speakers and a broke AC and a two-seater with a 250,000 miles on the motor. And she was looking for that Range Rover. She just wants that. She wants that Range Rover. Just wants that Range Rover.
I hope the trip was worth the wait. We saw the northern lights today. It's been a long time coming and I thought I wouldn't know what to say. A fleeting moment in the sky pales in comparison to your eyes. They shine the brightest blue I've ever seen and guide me to a better peace of mind. I can't believe that you came back. I saw your distant light across the ocean again. I thought it was a sign that I was close to the end. Fading fireworks with your name across the night sky. Out on the open ocean, I'll never let you go again. I followed your footsteps through the dark. The colors shape an amazing display, but Aurora's not as bright as your smile beneath the light of distant stars. The faintest traces of jade left to paint and memorize that I kept. Forget the nights that I spent thinking that I could never believe in something cynical. Till I'm dead, I move a critical in my head. One look inside of your eyes and it's like 22 on Long Island. I can see the light and it's shining again. I saw your distant light across the ocean.
Welcome to the Knapp Daddy Racing League, where the competition is high and the theatrics are higher.
They bring it down the stretch one last time.
It's sputtering. He's shaking it.
Sputtering. Brandon Lopez wins it at Charlotte in one of the greatest fuel strategies you will see.
It's close battles, tight racing, and non-stop action. Y'all ready?
Come to the home stretch for the final time. I think Ty Roberts is running out of gas. Ronald Breland's running out of gas. Ronald Breland going to be your winner of the very first race.
Get loud. Get ready.
It is going to be Hunter Simpson taking the race here at Austin. Right there on that checkered line. It is going to burn it down, but they will earn and deserve victory.
Let's go. It's the Knapp Daddy Racing League, only on the Knapp Daddy Racing channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Knapp Daddy Racing channel. I'm going to be your host tonight, John Smith, back in the booth finally for the first time in, I think, a little bit over a month now is what it's been. Moving into a new place, kind of a little bit of an echo in here, but I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't show up on the stream. Not really moved in the remodel process, but excited to be here at Dover here tonight for week 9 of the Knapp Daddy Racing League. These guys are getting ready for playoffs, gearing it up, and they're getting out there on the track now for qualifying. Special thanks to Knapp Daddy Racing, Engine 4 Coffee Company. If you would like to be a sponsor for the Knapp Daddy Racing League, make sure you reach out to us, and we'll get you going, get you a good ad read there. But tonight we are going to be at Dover. My co-host Hunter Pauly will be joining me shortly here whenever he gets home from working. So out here at Dover, going to be 1.02 mile track, about 102 degree track temp tonight, 75 degrees out. A little bit of humidity that might play a role here, but this is going to be a tough track regardless. So excited to see these guys get out here and rip it around this mile track called the Monster Mile out there in Delaware. And it is a very tough track. You can only see the right corner, or the corners 1 and 2 of this track. It's almost at a point, which makes it very difficult for these drivers to get around. But out here first, I do have Greg McConey finishing up his qualifying time. Going to be sitting in 3rd place right now. Out here on the track now, Ray Rittenauer from Thomasville, PA. I'm sorry, not qualifying, practice time. I'm getting ahead of myself here, trying to get back in the rhythm of things and the flow of things, but watching some of these guys get out here on the track, I will pull up these standings for you. It is not the best standings board that I have, but it's going to work for tonight. If you want to see the standings board, you can go over to summracehub.com. In first place, Josh Cully. Then you're going to have Greg McConey right behind him. Ty Robertson in 3rd place, moved up 3 spots after last week. Ray Rittenauer moving down 3 spots. Matt Quick in 5th, Justin McMahon 2nd. Mitchell Lopez moving down 5 spots to 7th. Brandon Lopez in 8th, Zachary Baker in 9th, and Edward Smith in 10th. Brian Gibbons, Brandon Trush, Everett Larson, and Jamie Horn are all inside that cut line. Stephen Bonomo, Ara Kohlhaas, Daniel Wilkerson, James Grammer looking to get in that cut line. Not to mention I'm also working off 2 computers tonight. Usually the normal setup has 3 monitors, and I'm able to do a lot more. But Actually gonna have to break down this setup after tomorrow night's race with another league so I can get my floors done and then get it all set up again. Let's see, booth volume quiet. I'm trying to fix that here and see if we can get that going. We are going to try that right there. See if we can actually hop on board here with Matt quick as he makes his way around this track, if we have enough time permitting here. 20 seconds left. It's just about enough time to give us a good hot lap here. He might not make it to the finish line on the way back, but he's going to start on this high side and then really try to find that bottom groove. You can kind of drift up about half a lane and then back down to the bottom on exit. Throttle out of this corner really hard. You get too hard on that throttle though, you will spin it over that little bump coming out of turn 2. Turn 3 and 4 is pretty nice, so you can ride that top side, middle line, or down at the bottom, whichever you choose. I prefer the middle line, kind of like a Bristol, but nonetheless, it is a very tough track. It's going to be hard to go around this track for the amount of times they have to go around it tonight. We're going to have a stage break at lap 75 to help break this thing up. Going 170 laps here tonight. That estimated fuel range is going to be about 65 laps to 70 laps. So might be a chance these guys can make it on fuel if they save the correct way, but it's going to be very tough. I'm sure there's going to be cautions, which throw those plans out the window, but got some qualifying coming up for you here. First out on the track, I see Justin at McMahon in that 24 machine. About to rip around his qualifying times here. Pull my stat sheet back over here to the right-hand side. Justin McMahon having a pretty good season, sitting in 6th place right now, moving up 2 spots after last week. He has safely secured himself in the playoff. Guys like Edward Smith, Brian Gibbons, Brandon Trush, Everett Larson, Jamie Horn above the cut line, but not completely safe yet. Speaking of one of those guys, Edward Smith in the 69 machine. Turning some laps out here, currently sitting in P5. Going to move himself up to 3rd and then back down to 5 as Ty Robertson comes around and takes that pole position. I'm sorry, that was Hunter Smith that actually got that. Edward Smith has not gotten his lap in yet. Got 2 Smiths out here, I believe. Father-son duo, Edward Smith and Hunter Smith. And they're going to be sitting 6th and 7th. Brandon Lopez in that 5 machine sitting in 4th place right now, about 4/10 off the leader, looking to capitalize a little bit more on the second lap. That's going to be a fast lap. Not sure if it's going to be any better than what he had, but a little bit better. 2/10 going to move him up into 3rd. You can see that car sliding off that corner in turn 4. Got to be aggressive, just not too aggressive and spinning around. filling in for Everett Larson. And by substitute driver, these drivers are able to come out here and have a substitute, not for points, but it lets the driver hit the minimum amount of races they need to maintain their playoff status. So that's kind of what Brady Zeller's doing right here. Not gaining any points for Everett Larson, not gaining any points for himself, but just making sure that Everett Larson's going to hit that minimum amount of races needed to be a playoff driver. We're going to try to update them paints because as much as I like that Rusty's paint there, I don't know if that's the one that Greg had for tonight. I know it was a birthday week for Greg McConey. Still got Matt Quick out here on the track, turning in some laps. He's already set his qualifying time, so he is going to be sitting in that 8th place position. But yet to qualify, Josh Cully still sitting in pit road. I do not believe he is going to put down a qualifying time before this is over here, but Matt Quick just using the extra time here to get some practice in. I don't blame him. I do the same thing myself. Make sure you know where pit road is, how to get down it smoothly. This is going to be a very, very, very tricky pit road. I see Ty's message here. Ty Robertson, update the paint. It's not the paint I'm running, or Brandon's either. Hopefully that update I just did will set that straight. But that is going to be it for qualifying. We're going to move on over to our grid up session here, presented by Engine 4 Coffee Company. Thank you very much for those guys out there. If you want to find some good coffee, firefighter-owned business, engine4coffee.com. He can hook you up all reliably sourced coffee beans, and it's probably about the freshest coffee you can find. A lot better than supporting Starbucks or anything else. You can help out your guys in the fire department there and make your little money there for the job. But your starting grid on the pole tonight, Ty Robertson taking the pole here at Dover. Starting on the outside of him, Justin McMahon. It's been a battle between these two all season long. Saw that go down at Charlotte. Ultimately decided that Ty jumped the restart, and that the win was given to Justin McMahon. But still working on a decision for that, so points could change after tonight as well. Brandon Lopez going to be starting on that second row on the inside with Ray Rittenauer on his outside. Got Greg McConey starting in 5th place, and on his outside is going to be Tyler Millette. Zach Baker going to be starting that 77 machine in 7th place, and Matt Quick beside him yet to grid up. Behind him is going to be Hunter Smith and his dad, his father there, Edward Smith. Father-son duo right beside each other to start this race off. Brady Zeller starting in 11th place, with Brian Gibbons starting in 12th on his outside, and rounding out the field, Josh Cully, who did not put down a practice or a qualifying time tonight, but always liable to drive through the field. This pace car is going to get out on the track here. Quick pace lap around this mile track for these guys as they get ready to go green. Getting these tires warmed up. You can blow a tire here. I've had actually 2 people tonight have told me that they can blow a tire if they stay out too long or drive it too hard. So tire wear is going to be a big issue here tonight. And mix that with a little bit of fuel strategy where you may be able to make it to the stage. You might not be able to make it to the stage, but above all, you got to maintain those tires and keep the car underneath you. If you wreck and the caution comes out, then it's just going to be fuel strategies out the window for everybody. Pace car's going to make that hard left-hand turn down there on pit road. Ty Robertson, Just McMahon on that front row. Ty Robertson's going to control that restart on the green flag here as the green drops as they're coming out of 4. And we are racing week 9 at Dover. Brandon Lopez there in that 5 machine there in the Red Bull car right beside Ray Rittenauer, trying to jockey for a spot. Low side's going to be good through these corners, but it's harder to enter the corner on the low side. Going to make your car a little bit tighter, harder to get through it. Not to mention these Xfinity cars or O'Reilly cars now as they are. A little bit harder to control as it is more back-end driving, likes to get out from under you on gas, on throttle. So this is going to be an interesting race for these guys to try to control it and maintain it. Got somebody blinking out right there. Really, it's going to be Hunter Smith in that 11 machine. A little bit latency issues, but in the meantime, Ray Rittenauer is going to take over that 3rd place spot. Brandon Lopez falling back just a little bit, a little squirrely there. He's sitting on the outside. It's obvious he does not like to be there. Meanwhile, Ty Robertson, Just McMahon still fighting for the lead, but Just McMahon falls in behind Robertson. Brandon Lopez still falling back. Does not like that outside. Hunter Smith there on his inside now. Brady Zola right behind him. They go door to door. And I think Lopez is going to settle in there to the bottom to try to maintain his spot. Ray Rittenauer, Greg McConey now battling for position. That's going to be for 3rd place. Got some insight from Greg before this race about how this car handles. And talking about the tire wear and the fuel strategy, saying that you might be able to make it on fuel, but not entirely sure. Just kind of depends on how you push it, if they'll be able to make it to that stage break. So he gets up there right behind Ray Rittenauer. Ty Robertson, still your leader, has led 5 laps this race of the 7. So him and Just McMahon have gone back and forth, sharing that lead position. Now it looks like Greg on the inside of Ray Rittenauer. Ray's had a pretty good season too. He's coming here, I think this is his first year, maybe raced a few races with us before. I might be mixing him up with another league that I've raced in before with him, but done a really good job maintaining some good points standings there. I think he fell back a little bit from not racing a race, but glad to have him out there. Now Zach Baker looking to take away that spot from Ray Rittenauer. Baker starting in 7th place, already moved himself up to the 5th place position. Right behind him, your biggest mover so far, Hunter Smith, in that number 11 car. Sharing that biggest mover spot. It's going to be Josh Cully sitting in 10th place right now. He is up 3 spots from tonight, from where he started tonight. And Greg McConey, in the meantime, has moved himself up into 2nd place now, chasing down Ty Robertson. He's gotten around Just McMahon. Zach Baker getting around Ray Rittenauer, so he's going to be in 4th place. check out Greg McConey's telemetry there in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. I know it's got the wrong car up there. Right number, wrong scheme for the night on the left-hand side of your screen, but that is showing about 70 laps of fuel, and also 70 miles of fuel. Again, that is not a complete and accurate assessment there. That is an estimate that we make based off what these guys get on average. So it could stretch a little bit more, could stretch a little bit less, but just to give you some insight about where the fuel is right now. Your closest battle right now is going to be between Greg McConey and Justin McMahon. Fighting for that second place spot behind Ty Robertson. Meanwhile, these guys are starting to tighten up back here just a little bit. Brady Zoller, Tyler Millette, Hunter Smith, Josh Cully, all right there together, trying to get the spot. Josh Cully going to look now to the inside of Hunter Smith. And it looks like Smith's actually going to give him that spot, letting him have the low lane there. Josh Cully's going to move up another spot. Brandon Lopez getting around Raymond Rittenauer now. So Lopez going to move himself back up another spot after falling down 3 spots. Zach Baker, looked like he kind of bumped off the wall there, but able to keep it together. You hear that car scraping on the concrete as these guys go by. Given that this is one of the very few concrete tracks in NASCAR, it does have the tendency to change. It's a very dynamic track, and also depends on where the shade's at and the shadows coming across the track. Sometimes at a turn at 3, you get that shade that comes across in a later race, and can cause a lot of problems for these guys in 1 and 2, and then it fixes itself in 3 and 4. You'll see these guys fly around that corner and think they can do it again in 1 and 2, but it's a little bit different. But so far, Ty Robertson is still your race leader, out to about a 7/10 of a second lead in front of Greg McConey. Robertson's led all but 2 of these laps in this race tonight. Picked up that win at Auto Club last week. Meanwhile, Justin McMahon's been trying to reel in Greg McConey. Might be content just staying behind him for a few laps as long as they can maintain pace with Ty Robertson. But now it's like McMahon's going to look to the inside, flash the inside. I don't know if he's going to have enough run there to get it. just trying to time up that pass. And he is able to get that pass, move himself into second place. Still got some work to do on Ty Robertson though, but I think the thought process here is hope that Ty is up there burning the tires just a little bit more than you are behind. Robertson's very good at saving tires, so I don't know if that's going to be the case here tonight, but it's always a game of push and pull with that tires, how much you're going to push and how much you're going to hang back just a little bit to save those tires as much as you can. It's me, Brian Gibbons, getting around Hunter Smith there for that 10th place spot. We saw Smith move up and was your biggest mover for a second there, but now falling back, having lost 2 spots from where he started at in 9th place tonight. Your biggest mover so far, Josh Cully, starting in 13th up to 7th place. Brady Zoller up 5 spots, starting in 12th. He is now up to 6th place. Now Josh Cully's going to look down to the inside here of Brady Zoller. Just able to clear him there on exit. So move Josh Cully up another spot as he's looking to work on Zach Baker now, down to his inside bumper. You hear him kind of modulate that throttle going around 3 and 4. I remember with the next gen cars, that was kind of the way to do it before this big update they put out, was you hit the gas a little bit and let off, then hit the gas again. I'm not sure if these cars drive any similar to that. Don't race these O'Reilly cars too much. I know a lot of people love them. I just really never gotten into them, but that's going to move Josh Cully up into 5th place. Meanwhile, back up to the front, Greg McConey, Just McMahon side by side once again. McConey down to the inside. Could have this pass here if he makes a good run on exit. Just got to keep the back wheels underneath him. That's going to move McConey back up into 2nd, but still losing time on Ty Robertson, who's about 2.1 seconds ahead now of 2nd and 3rd place. Brandon Lopez has worked himself back into that top 5, sitting in 4th place. I think that's a new Red Bull car for him, at least that I've seen. It's also the best Red Bull out there, I think, hands down. We're going to have our first taker down here on pit road. That's Greg McConey bringing it down. That pace speed's be 35 miles per hour. Brian Gibbons also bringing it down to that 35 mile per hour pace speed, which is a terrible pace speed. Zach Baker also down pit road as well. Not sure if it's going to be a fuel strategy or a tire strategy here for these guys, but the big thing you got to watch out here for Dover, if you look just in front of that pace car, that is the line where you can actually get back on throttle. It's not at the end of pit road. You have to wait till you get to the green cones to accelerate past 35 miles per hour, and it gets me every time. Tyler Millet's moved back up where he started at, sitting in 6th place right now. Getting around Brian Gibbons, that pass is not going to be for position. Hunter Smith and Edward Smith both bringing it down at pit road. Zach Baker's still down on pit road. We saw him hit the wall earlier. I'm not sure if he's got some damage he's trying to fix. Little weather update for you. No wind for these drivers to deal with here tonight, but still 75 degrees. Track temp still sitting around 101 to 103 degrees. Hunter Smith and Edward Smith gassing off a pit road now. So Zach Baker going down quite a few laps. Justin McMahon now bringing it down pit road. The different strategies all over the board for these drivers. But Ty Robertson electing to keep it out. Keep leading those laps. Brandon Lopez now in 2nd place. Just about 7.5 seconds behind Ty Robertson in that 9 car. Josh Cully has worked his way up 10 spots, sitting in 3rd place right now. You see Brian Gibbons getting around Brandon Lopez there. That's what those fresh tires will do for you here. Brian Gibbons last lap 24.63. Brandon Lopez 25.83. Let's Go Millette in the comments. Tyler Millette now up to 5th place in that 94 machine, right behind Brady Zoller. Going to stay right on his bumper, maybe timing him up on this exit or trying to get him around this next corner. And I think I do have my broadcast partner here in the booth with me. After a long day of washing and power washing. Out here just doing the Lord's work and preaching the gospel out here of Knapp Daddy Racing League and trying to recruit. And power wash. Sounds like a good day. I'm in a very similar situation, but I'm covered in plaster. I mean, like it is just caked to my arms and legs. As I rush in here to try to get this thing started and get my PC set up and everything. Greg McConey making really quick work there of Brady Zoller. It's not going to be for position right now, but that is going to get Greg a little bit closer to getting his lap back. So he's looking now to the inside of Tyler Millette. So far, a little race recap for you. We've gone 49 laps. Ty Robertson leading this whole thing, all but 2 laps where Justin McMahon led those 2. And right now, the only people that have not pitted, I believe, is going to be Ty Robertson, Brandon Lopez, and Josh Cully. Actually, Tyler Millette, Brady Zoller, Matt Quick, Ray Rittenau are all not pitted yet either. Your top 7 have not pitted yet, and we were seeing about 65 to 70 laps of fuel, but we also have some inside sources saying that you could stretch it the entire way if you drove it right. However, that very inside source that told me that has already brought it down pit road. Justin McMahon with a move there. Sitting at 3 wide. That's going to be between Josh Cully and Edward Smith. Able to get around them too. Still chasing down Greg McConey here. But yeah, stage break is going to be at lap 75. So far, no cautions this race. Zach Baker did have a little run-in with the wall. He is still sitting on pit road and multiple laps down at this point, so I'm not sure if he's going to be done for the night. I'm showing he has had a pit time of 7 minutes and 30 seconds up to this point. Yep. Yeah, I just heard Matt Quick as he went around. He is hitting the clutch going into these corners, trying to save as much fuel as possible. So probably looking to stretch this thing to the end of the stage here. I just got word here in the comments, Zachary Baker, missed pit road, hit the barrel, called it a night. See y'all in the chase. Zach Baker out for the night, but is secured in the chase standings right now. Is locked into the playoffs, I should say. Last driver that is locked in, still fighting for it, is Edward Smith, Brian Gibbons, Brandon Trush, Everett Larson, Jamie Horn, all inside the cut line, but not completely locked in yet. You can hear that thing popping. Yeah, fortunately for Zach Baker, he didn't have a race tonight. He would have made the chase anyways because he was locked in coming into this race. But always good to have him out here in a little practice time. Dover's not a favorite track for a lot of people, but we're trying to switch it up every season, hit some tracks we didn't do before. We always have a few staples that we want to go back to. But I know we're working on the schedule for it next season. I'm about to start recruiting for that very soon here with a lot of new tracks that we did not do this season. One of those being St. Pete Road Course, which will be a lot of fun. Yeah. I might be putting my veto stamp on that one. Just because it is a very long track, and the hill, I don't think iRacing quite has that hill figured out yet, or you can jump a car if you hit it right over that hill. So we'll see what the guys say in the league and see what they want to do, but ultimately I'd rather see St. Pete. Maybe I'm a little biased. Lived there for a few years. Got to actually see some racing while I lived there for a few years, and would love to see the guys race it out there on iRacing, but not for me. I will not be racing any road course like that whatsoever. Yeah, we just saw McMahon get around your race leader in Ty Robertson. Now Greg McConey trying to do the same thing to get his lap back so he's not stuck a lap down. Brandon Lopez almost on the opposite side of the track from the race leaders. But Greg's really going to have to work hard to get back in front, but he can have that lap back. If he does get it, Brandon Lopez will be your lucky dog winner here after the stage break. And I say that, but at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking about the laps and everything, and they're going 170 laps here, so just a little bit longer than this first stage. You definitely can't make it on fuel in that second stage, so maybe some thought to stay out if you are a lap down and get the wave, and just pit a little bit earlier. I think Brady Zoller bringing it down right now down pit road. It is going to be lap 75, I'm sorry. Lap 75. My whole string just like went black for a second there. I saw that. That's going to hurt. Meanwhile, Tyler Millette got it down pit road safely there. Ty Robertson, Matt Quick, the only two that have not pitted. Josh Kelly tried to bring it in, but missed the pit road there. Oh, he went just a little too tough there. That's going to bring out a caution flag. Try to get it slowed up to go down. I feel like Hunter Smith has just been very unlucky this season. I don't see a ton of damage to his car. How many laps were there left? I know these guys should be doing a one-lap shootout here. I apologize. I am working off of one screen here. Really two screens, but let's see if we can hop on board here with Hunter Smith. Back this up just a little bit. See Josh Cully down there coming down pit road, but just a little too hot. Comes back up the track. Good save by Smith. Able to keep it straight. For the most part, misses any other damage. So these guys will have a one-lap shootout. Had the leader cross the line to make it 3 to go, which would have shown 73 on your screen out of 75 because they have to complete the last lap. We would have just called the stage there, but the good news is this allows some of these drivers that are lapped down to get their lap back with another lucky dog or just deciding to stay out here and get a wave if the people in front of them decide to pit. The pace car is off. These guys will go around one more time to see who gets the stage points here. That's correct. And that should be the stage right there as Ray Rittenauer crosses the line. But yes, you are correct. The rule is if it's in between 3 laps of the stage, and I know the stage ends on 75, 75 minus 3 is 72, but you also have to complete that 75th lap. That's why the scoring tower has to say lap 73 or past for it to be the stage conclusion. The lap 72. A little bump there from Brady Zoller. I'm not sure what happened there between him and Millette. Rewind that. Not sure if that was didn't realize they were checking up or what, but we're gonna get it right here in a second. So our stage is going to be concluded there when the caution came out, or when the 10th place driver crossed the line there. It's going to lead us into stage 2 here. Still got Tyler Millette a lap down, Josh Cully, Brady Zoller, Edward Smith, Zachary Baker done for the night. Cully and Quick both bringing it down right now. Got Hunter working as our admin here in the background pretty hard. Meanwhile, the pace car is off, and we're back racing. Just McMahon with a big lead. Then you got Ty Robertson and Brandon Lopez right behind him. it is not. I'm trying to look back at my history here to see where that bump came for Tyler Millette to not give him the lucky dog. And I wonder if it was that bump from Brady Zoller when the caution was out. Guys starting to get a little bit more spread out here, but also close together in the front. Still single file racing. See Josh Kelly letting take that high side there and dive down to the bottom. Sorry, jumped over him there. Yeah, enter on that high side, then diving down and getting a good run out of the corners. It's always a fun move to do here. And it does have some benefits to it as well. Definitely get you that more straight speed there on exit. Got to be able to hold it there to the top, and it will burn some tire if you do it too much or the wrong way. But right now, Justin McMahon, Ty Robertson going at it side by side. Ty Robertson looking to take this lead back from Justin McMahon. Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, it's a concrete track, so it's definitely going to cut into the tire a lot more. It's also a lot more dynamic of a track where it's going to heat up and cool down, and it's going to affect your car as the track temperature changes or if the shade comes across. And believe it or not, iRacing does recognize shade going across the track and making it a little bit cooler, or lines that aren't ran. But generally, staying at the bottom is going to be your best bet here. It's going to help that car wrap around a lot more. That top side, the back end wants to slide out just a little bit more, but Yeah, this is kind of where you have to be a little bit of a bully here at Dover. You'll see that Josh Kelly being on the high side, Brandon Lopez on the low side. Kelly wants to dive down to get a good run, but Lopez wants to go up to also get his good run. And it's kind of a matter of who's going to take that middle lane in between the high side and the middle there. Who is going to get that run and make that pass? That's where a lot of wrecks happen too, with low cars trying to come up, but the high cars trying to go down to get as much speed as possible, and they just kind of collide with each other. But you do kind of have to be a bully here and take control of that line to get your speed. Yeah, I wish I could tell you which one's better. I like the feel of the high side better when you run it that way. It's definitely, you got to get a good run for it, good feel for it, but I like that run, that line there, because you can really get to the throttle and you feel like you're very fast coming off in that back stretch or that front stretch. But I know especially in 3 and 4, 1 and 2 maybe not as much for me personally, just because how there's a little point, and I will pull up a track map here if I can find it to show you. You can barely see if you look through 1 and 2. It's kind of more of a sharper angle than it is with 3 and 4. As these cars coming around it, you just kind of see how it's more etched down just a little bit. But 3 and 4 definitely a lot smoother. You're able to get that run, go all the way to the bottom and fly out. There's also a little bit of grip there right on the exit of 4. But what these drivers do have to deal with, and we'll hop on board here with Just McMahon as he comes out of this corner. You kind of go up a little bit and then down, and then you're going to go back up to go into this corner again. A little bit of an elevation change here. And it's going to be the same thing coming out of turn 4 here. A little bump up and then back down to the front stretch, and then they'll go up again as they go into turn 1. Yeah, that's kind of like the preferred line. You get down to that apron there, come up just about half a lane, and then back down into the throttle here on exit of 2. You can kind of do the same thing with 3. Get all the way to the bottom, or at least half a lane up. You're going to bounce up just a touch here, like Ty Robertson's doing perfectly, and then back down to the bottom on exit, so you can drive out strong. And I appreciate Ty for doing that so perfectly as I put the camera on him. I appreciate you, Ty. Thank you for working with me there. Absolutely. These guys coming down here underneath the bridge. Back around 3 and 4. I feel like I got to get this fun fact every time we come here, but you can actually sit in that bridge over top of 3 and 4. And I'm sure it's perfectly safe. Yeah, I'm sure if it's perfectly safe, but it's just not a place I would want to sit for 300 laps. I'm not sure if it's more sitting or like standing and looking across, but Dover's a track I've never been to. Always wanted to go there. Passed it a few times on the way to Philly. Yeah. I drove past it. It's right off the highway. I mean, right there. Which, I mean, it's Delaware. It's one highway with things on both sides, and that's Delaware for you, but it's the worst 17 miles I've ever driven. I think it's 17 miles. It's something like that. But I remember you get in Delaware, like you're coming up from Virginia to PA, and it's just highway, 45 miles per hour. It was raining the 2 times that I went through there, so obviously it's a bad experience for me. But it... I'm not gonna lie, that's the way I went when I went to Pittsburgh about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. We drove up through that part of West Virginia. Definitely out there. I don't doubt that one bit, especially out there. I think both times, I think I've been to West Virginia maybe 4 or 5 times now. Baker Knapp, who Knapp Daddy Racing's after, from West Virginia. West Virginia native. But been up there a few times with him, and I think every time I went, it was raining. And it just didn't stop raining, so. Seems like that's my thing when I travel. It just seems to rain a lot. There's somebody's spinning tires hard there. Greg McConey now on the heels of Justin Mann, trying to get that spot. Fighting for second place. McConey now to the inside. Able to secure that pass. He is going to be now in second place. Justin Mann falling back to third. Then you got about 6-second gap between him and Brandon Lopez. Lopez looked very good in qualifying. Had a good showing early on in the race. Justin McMahon. That's not McMahon. He's still in third place. That was Josh Cully that was swinging it down pit road there. I saw the red on the back. Kind of confused. Did you see Ty Robertson pit earlier this race? He's not giving me any data points for him pitting it, showing that he has not stopped at all this race. Yeah, he would have had to. There's no way he could have stretched this thing out 132 laps. It shows me his pit lap time was a second and 43, 1.43 seconds, I should say. Yeah, Brandon Lopez coming down now, picking up that lead lap. And now bringing it down, we just saw Greg McConey pull off pit road as well. Matt Quick going to be your new race leader. Adjustment man coming up quick on Matt Quick, right to the bumper. Going to get down to the inside to get around him. Going to get his lap back the hard way. Oh, a little tight going to the corner. Yeah, so right now your race for the lead is going to be Justin McMahon, Robertson, McConey. After Matt Quick's going to pit, and it's going to all cycle out. Todd Robertson's going to be able to get around Josh Cully there. It's going to put him about 0.75 behind Justin McMahon. With 26 to go, that is going to be your race for the win here. I believe, unless Matt Quick pitted very, very early. We'll pull up some pit stop stats here for you. 65 laps since his last pit stop, so he is definitely going to have to stop here soon. Ty Robertson going to dive down to the inside of Justin McMahon. Let's take back over what is second place now, but should be first place after Matt Quick comes down pit road. And he inevitably has to come down pit road. Sorry, I'm clicking too many buttons. Just messed up some of the stuff up here, but we ride. Still not completely used to this setup that I got here. I'm probably not going to get used to it. So like I said, I got to break it down as soon as tomorrow night's race is over. That way I can get my floors done. I'm doing the floors. I'm taking on the challenge. How hard can it be, right? Alright, trying to fix this one thing here. You talking about hardwood floors or regular, like just LVP floors? Like sand and stain and everything? Oh. Well, the floor's already in. We're just going to sand them, stain them, seal them. Tap it twice and make sure it works, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah, I'll make my kid run it first just to make sure. I'm joking. I'm making my wife do it first. Yeah, but that's where... Yeah, it seems like Taj just had it from cover to cover all night long. Brandon Lopez, Ray Rittenauer are now racing beside each other trying to get that position. That's going to be for 4th place there. Both drivers locked into the playoffs as it is, but it's a lot cooler to say you finish 4th than it is to say you finish 5th. Yeah. Dazed and confused. Yeah, just trying to mind that pace speed there. There is like a victory lane that's inside of a pit stall here. Very tiny. Don't think he'll be able to pull inside of that there, but... Is he going to be able to get into it? He is going to be able to get into it. I did not know you could get into this one on the sim here. Back up, Terry.
Yeah.
And we are back here on Knapp Daddy Racing channel. I do currently have your top two in the waiting room. Coming up first, I have your second place finisher in Greg McConey. Greg, you got Hunter in the booth. You got a copy? That's going to be Greg McConey finishing up in second place tonight. Do not have your third place finisher in Adjustment Man up here in the booth right here, but we do have Ty Robertson, your race winner. Ty, you got a copy in the booth? Hey man, great run tonight. Looks like you had this thing down from cover to cover. We noticed a few different lines that you were running compared to some other people. Some people were choosing yours, some people were choosing to go high and exit a little bit lower. Talk to us about the differences in those lines and what you found out there. Yeah, like you had speed, short run speed, long run speed, all of it in between. Looking at some pit strategy here, you held out until the end of the stage to actually come into pit. Were you ever worried for a bit that you were going to run out of fuel? Absolutely, man. We're starting the playoffs next week. You're locked in pretty tight there, but it's going to be a 3-race playoff heading to Homestead at Miami. Give us your thoughts on Homestead. Yeah, it's going to be Pocono and Las Vegas after that. Las Vegas surrounded out this season. I know you're pretty decent at Las Vegas, but again, congratulations on the race win tonight. Before I let you go, are there any sponsor shout outs you want to give? All right, well, congratulations again on the win tonight here, man. And looking forward to talking to you more next week at Homestead. All right, have a good one. It's going to be Ty Robertson finishing up in first place tonight. Taking the win here at Dover, led over about 135 laps, I think, if I'm seeing it correctly here, which is almost 3/4 of the race, almost 2/3 of the race there, but 2/3, 3/4. But I was trying to get his name to pop up at the bottom of the screen, and it kept showing Greg McConey, so I apologize for that. But that's going to be just about it for us here at Dover tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in with us on your Thursday or Monday night. And I'm just all over the place, apparently. But overall, good run. Not a lot of caution flags flying, which is always what we like to see. Very clean racing all around. But can't wait to get these playoffs started and head to Homestead next week. Hunter, what are your thoughts? Absolutely. Well, that said, that's going to be it for us here at Dover tonight. Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you check back in with us next Monday night. It's going to be the same place, same time. Heading out to Homestead for the first race of this playoff series. But that is it. Hope to see you then. Make sure you check out the standings at simracerhub.com. For the last time tonight, I have been John. And we will see you guys next time.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.